and welcome to today's insurance update brought to you by Gulf Winds International. I'm Zach Strickland, and we're here today to talk about nuclear verdicts and the impact they're having on insurance rates and carriers. I'm here with John Esparza. It's nice to have you here today, John.
Thanks, Zach. Appreciate you having me.
So let's dive right into it. So, what exactly is a nuclear verdict, and how is this an issue for trucking companies of all sizes?
Sure. So as we like to say, certainly everything is bigger in Texas. Unfortunately, verdicts seem to be bigger in Texas as well, but not just exclusively to Texas. That word nuclear verdict has really been a buzz over the last several years from the just enormous jury awards that have been given in our industry when you often find that there's fault is not there when it comes to trucking and just disproportionate amount of award for what's occurred. The trucking company, any trucking company that finds themselves in the midst of an accident, they're going to do the right thing. The 9 largest verdicts over the course of the last 4 years, from 2016 to 2019, I'll just use an example. In 9 verdicts, there were $713 million in awards in just 9 verdicts. 6 of those verdicts, only 6 of those over the last 2 years amounted to $590 million. So you're continuing to see a rash of these giant nuclear verdicts. I think the bigger problem is a lot of the smaller verdicts that are right up against the insurance umbrellas when it comes to the policies that these motor carriers have.
Yeah, it's becoming an increasing issue for sure. Obviously, the big pressure on insurance rates has become a big problem. But, one of the things is that over the years, we've seen a lot of increased investment in technology and the governance to increase safety for both commercial drivers and the public, obviously. The FMCSA, the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration, estimates that, they've actually reported that violations for unsafe driving are down 20% year over year, 2019. And the total accidents involving commercial vehicles are down 11%. So if the industry is becoming more safe, why are insurance rates still going up?
Well, that's a great question, Zach. And that is one of the reasons why organizations like myself are stepping up and taking the lead across the country in fighting back. You have effectively seen lawyers that prey on situations like this and have done so historically over a 20 and 30 and 40-year career, frankly, all over the country, but have been finding homes in areas of lawsuit abuse impacting other industries.
Yeah, insurance rates are skyrocketing 20 to 30% annually, with commercial liability insurers leaving the market. It's causing an avalanche of problems, from excess liability insurance becoming too expensive for companies of all sizes, and independent truck drivers, to costs of consumer products rising to cover these costs. What do you think the trend will be over the next 5 years, and how will that affect both the industry as a whole and the consumer in the industry?
Zach, unless we do something, that trend does not look good. Over the course of the last 3 years, you've seen insurance rates go from 10 to 12 to 15% increase to 20% increase to 30% increase in the most recent year across on average. We can't continue to maintain that particular pace. Insurance rates are driving motor carriers out of business. It's just that simple. And especially at a time where we're seeing the importance of the truck driver, we view that as an opportunity to look and say, hey, we have got an important job in this state, in this country, and that's keeping freight moving. The drivers are directly responsible for it. If we're going to harbor an environment that invites continued abuse with no recourse, then we're going to see more and more trucking companies driven out of business.
Yeah, this is obviously a really important issue for members of the Texas Trucking Association, like Gulf Winds International. But besides bringing the issue forward like you're doing today, what else is the TXTA doing to address the issue for its members?
Through the help of good companies like Gulf Winds. They're a prime example of a company that has always stepped forward to do the right thing, to support when it comes to the adoption of technology, to improving safety. We have so many companies that take that role And it is companies just like Gulfwinds that say, you know what, we want to support the work that we have to do as an association, first and foremost, with our public image. The silver lining in all this is that we have a grand awareness of what that driver brings in a way that we've never seen in years and years. So we have to turn that into a continued positive in communicating what our needs are for, in Texas, our own legislative section, all the individual states. And that's the thing about how do we fix this? It is going to be a state-to-state battle. We're absolutely receiving great support from American trucking associations and raising awareness at the congressional level. But the truth is it's going to be a state-to-state battle. And that is something that, as an association, we made a priority the last legislative session, where we filed several bills, one of which we did pass, but we raised awareness. And this is such a big issue that we readily identify it as a multi-session issue. The last session for us in Texas was 2019. We were able to get one of three particular bills dealing with tort reform passed. This time around, we've got a laundry list of bills that we're going to be bringing to the legislative session that starts in January of 2021.
Yeah, obviously this is going to be an increasing level of importance in this post-COVID-19 world, especially. Hopefully we come up with some way to resolve this situation.
Well, thank you, Zach, and we will. It's paramount that we must have some progress in this, or else we're going to continue to lose companies out there, and that's something we just can't afford.
Yeah, and thanks everybody for tuning in today. Stay tuned, obviously, for more insurance updates, and check out FreightWaves.com for any future freight market intelligence updates.